everybody, and welcome to the season 3 premiere of Please Advise. Today I have with me singer, songwriter, producer, the amazing Mr. Michael B Whit.
How's it going, man? Thanks for having me.
No. The pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much for coming back.
No doubt.
Alright, so of course you're an amazing artist, but before we get to all of the good stuff about music and all of that, I wanna, kind of take this time to kind of learn who Mr. Michael B Whit is, kind of hear your story, what kind of influenced you to be the amazing artist that you are today.
Okay, he threw amazing out there a couple times. I'm gonna take him though. I'm gonna learn to take compliments this season in my life. So I'm just nuts and bolts. What you see is what you get. Just a country boy from just outside of St. Louis. Influences are obviously a lot of the greats in music in every genre, from Prince on down to George Strait to Charlie, and Charlie Pride to the more current of like Chris Browns and stuff like that, heavily influenced by those. Man, I'm a coal miner's son, man. I'm just down home country boy.
So you say down home country boy. So where exactly are you from?
Where I'm from exactly, right?
Yeah.
It's what is now called Cahokia Heights. Population, I don't know, very small. not that it would mean too much to anybody, but it's very small. It's right outside of St. Louis. We could literally go outside our house and throw a rock at the arch and bing it right off of the arch and it'll come right back. So a lot of folks know us from outside. If they know anything about Cahokia, they always say, hey, it's the Cahokia Mounds, but that's what that comes from, the Cahokia Mounds. But yeah, just maybe 2-3 minutes outside of St. Louis, there's a small little hick town, half hick, half hood.
I was just gonna say, I don't know if you call Cahokia hick. I've never seen a hick Cahokia.
Well, look, I can tell you a little bit about like how I grew up in there, right?
Okay.
When I grew up, that's when we experienced the for lack of better terms, like the white flight of it, right?
Okay.
When I grew up and I was in elementary, it was probably more of a predominantly white area versus it was a black area. So
okay.
I've seen it both. So that's why I always relate to it as being from both sides of the tracks, because I got to live it. So yeah, it definitely is. So it wasn't until recently where it became what it is.
I'm telling you, because I go up to Cahokia now, I don't see hick, which is why one of the things that truly, I guess, drew me to find out more about you as an artist. Of course, I never known Cahokia to be hick, so when he says hick and he's a country singer, I'm like, what? I don't see that. Mm-hmm. So I am interested to know, where did that come? Like, okay, so I would want to say, when do you think you were first introduced to country music?
Country music is I'm gonna tell you why that's a tough question, because it was always with me, right?
Okay.
Country music has always lived with me, so I can't go back to a time where I lived without it. I just know that I've always had the amalgamation of music intertwined throughout my life. I've always been raised on country. I've always been raised on soul. I've always been raised on gospel. I've always been raised on R&B. So they all have just been there formulating what I am today, or what folks resonate with today. So
okay. So did you grow up on a farm?
Yes and no, right? Because we try to live a little more civil than that. Okay. But I grew up in the area which was known as the Cahokia Downs, right? Mm-hmm. So pretty much every space around my house was farm land, right? Oh. So my grandfather was from Mississippi, so he raised all of his kids up on farm land. And he was a land baron from Mississippi, so he owned a lot of the estates in what is known as the east side of town, right? Okay. So we could pretty much go wherever we wanted to go. It all is still country, but we kept our farm animals. Now, we did have farm animals, and we kept them off location. But pretty much you can't really consider it off location when the whole area is your terrain.
I guess so. I guess so.
We just didn't wake up to them in our.
And that's what I was just gonna say. Like, did the rooster wake y'all up in the morning and y'all went outside and milk cows? Or?
We had them dogs running though. We had some good beagles. We had some good hunting dogs out back. But the horses, we all kept those on offshore. So off location. Yeah.
Okay, what was school like for you?
I mean, school was normal, man. My first year as kindergarten, preschool, and I did preschool and kindergarten at Golden Gardens, which was, as I was speaking to you before, about like the separations of town, like across the tracks.
Okay.
I spent those 2 years in a predominantly black school, which was Golden Gardens.
And that's when you started school?
That's when I started school.
Okay.
My first grade, which is when I experienced the culture shock, which I now see as like a blessing. You know, it was the culture shock being thrown into a predominantly white school, which was Eatmore's elementary school. And, that's where I learned to, embrace all different cultures, because inside of Eatmore School, you had Native Americans, you had, Caucasians, you had blacks, you had Latinos, you had Asians, you had everybody in there.
Okay.
And, I was able to feed off of that, which is kind of like responsible for what you see today. Is this guy like that does things that ain't culturally considered, black? So
I agree.
We gonna just be frank. Yeah,
it is what it is. It is what it is. And again, I think if that was probably the biggest shock, because I think I heard your music before I saw who you were. So when I heard it, I'm like, oh, okay, this white boy can sing. And like, that's what I thought, this white boy can sing. So I did. So then when I heard another track, and I'm like he really could sing. Let me see who this is. So then when I searched it, I'm like, wait, hold on, wait, no. So, but it is. And
they're gonna get me in trouble.
And now, once I saw the picture, it made sense. The sound did for me, because this white boy can sing. Not that Caucasian Americans don't normally know how to sing, but it's a certain way that we sing that they don't. Yeah. So, but when I heard it in the song, I'm like, but
it's the soul.
It definitely
it's the
is.
soul. It's the soul. That's the thing that's inserted. That's the secret sauce, as I like to call it. That's inserted into the music, and you can hear it. Outside of like you hearing like my certain articulations on certain songs, but in country music, of course, you use twang when you singing songs.
Yes.
But what folks are experiencing is that insert of, all right, I hear it, but it's something that I'm connecting with, and that's the soul piece. Yeah, that's all it is.
I definitely cannot have explained it like that, but you do. Yeah. You definitely do. You definitely do connect with that. So, obviously, you probably found out you could sing from an early age. Like, when do you think was the first time that probably not you, but somebody else around you
recognized it?
Yes.
Truth be told, well, so I'm a PK too, right? So
I don't know.
All right. I'm a PK, and folks that don't know what that is a preacher's kid. So
okay.
Yeah, so you get to basically train and groom yourself throughout different churches and stuff like that from your home church, or you have to learn how to play some kind of instrument, which is where the music foundation starts.
Okay.
And then along with that, I just had a divine love for singing. Right? And nobody really took it serious until I became of age, but they all kind of knew I had a knack for singing and stuff like that. And so it kind of grew. I started singing in church early, singing in the choir.
Okay.
Singing in the choir with my sisters. And then, with me being the youngest of all of them, I got 5 sisters. So I was raised I had 5 sisters. Mom's house was full of women. So
wait. You got 5 sisters, and no brothers.
I do have an older brother, but he was gone. He was gone. Like he
gone. Way older.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he didn't technically grow up with you.
Not right. Exactly.
Okay.
So that was what we did. We played church. And we sang when we wasn't singing. So then we went to actual church and actually sang. So yeah.
So a whole musical family, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it goes deep, man.
Really?
Like, if you really dive into it, my aunts, all my uncles play or sing something. My father was actually is actually the drummer inside his younger sister, my Aunt Wilma. Hey, Aunt Wilma. Inside of her band, Wilma Walker in the Messengers, and they do ministry in St. Louis.
Okay.
Right on Halls Ferry, I believe. And yeah, so I was a roadie there too. So I got my first taste of what it's like to travel along with musicians and a group of singers that are presenting themselves to an audience and like carrying stuff, like carrying the drums, carrying stuff like that.
I mean, you was the only boy.
Yeah. So yeah, for sure.
That's what's up. Yeah. That's what's up. So, I always like to talk about people's experience in high school, because to me, I feel like high school are the most formative years of your life. That's when you kind of learn what type of people you want to associate yourself with, kind of make sometimes lifelong connection. You find out who you really are during high school.
Right.
So what high school did you go? And that's also a big thing here in St. Louis. We always want to know what high school somebody went to. So what high school did you go to?
Again, one that y'all may not know. From my hometown. It's called Cahokia High School.
Okay.
Yeah, and high school life for me was, I want to say, man, I didn't have a rough high school life or anything. I wish I could give you some type of sob story, but I was actually included in like the cool crew. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is because I was able to, like I said, I had the early culture shock, so I was able to, it allowed me to navigate with every group of people. You know what I'm saying? Which I think that's a wonderful thing for anybody that has like children or anything that's bringing them up, to make sure they get culture so that they can empathize and sympathize with every group. So if there was a section where the nerds were, I was right there.
You was right there with them.
Yeah. If there was a section where the jocks were, I played football since I was 5 years old.
Where there you go.
I would be right there with them. You know what I'm saying? And the smart kids, I could have the conversations with them, or the cool kids. I was Mr. CHS at my high school.
I don't know what that is.
So it's like a pageant.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, and I won it like, I think, was it my freshman or sophomore year, and I wasn't supposed to win it. So
what do you mean?
Because it was for like it's kind of like being the prom king.
Oh, okay, but so
for underclassmen to win, that's not supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying. So when I was in high school, we kind of had the same thing going on. We of course had the prom king and queen, but before it was even prom time, like at the beginning of the school year, we had the homecoming king and queen. So the homecoming king and queen had to be seniors.
There you have it.
They had to be. But the underclassmen, we got to have a junior queen, a sophomore queen, king. It was a whole court.
Right.
So we would run. People would do posters and pass out. Flyers. Like it was a whole campaign. A whole campaign. So I ran my junior year for junior king.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I didn't win. I was cool, but not the coolest.
Yeah.
So I did run for that. So I absolutely understand what that means.
Yeah, for sure. That's all it was, man. But yeah, no freshman or no sophomore had ever won it. Or wasn't supposed to win it. But
so how did they let you run though?
I mean, because just like with prom and just like with homecoming, you have all of the different courts. You have the freshmen, sophomore, and so on and so on. But I was in it, and they had a talent portion.
So you stole the vote.
Yes. I stole the vote on that one, recount. But once that happened, it was just like,
Did you do it with a country song, or did you do it with?
I did. You got it, bad. No, wait, that's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah.
Usher took it for you.
Hit them with it. Leather pants, cut off sleeves. I was in pure 8701, whatever it was. Back in the day, I was in pure mode. I mean, the whole side, walking, whatever, all that.
Yeah.
Pure Usher mode back then, man, and it was unanimous. They tried to revote, but it just kept on coming back. And so I had to sit there in high school as Mr. CHS all the way up until I got up out of it.
So what year was this when you won this?
This was maybe 2001.
No, not what year
that I won?
Yeah.
It was 2001, I think.
What grade was you in?
Oh, was I? I had to been a freshman. Yeah, freshman.
So, as a freshman, you won a senior title.
Yeah. Wasn't supposed to.
So what happened next year?
That was just it.
So by the time you came to sing, it wasn't no sense you running because you had already won.
It was it.
Oh wow,
that was it. It was it. In my, I got real close friends that joke with me about it too. Like, you still Mr. CHS, right? Like, yeah, that was a long time ago. But
wow,
yeah, man, it was like the drama was like, because them seniors did not want me to win.
Obviously, you won third longer. How could you have won?
I can't help it, man. I can't help it. But the thing is, they couldn't be too bad because they was all still cool. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you was mentioned. How can we not be cool with you? We got to.
But it happened.
That's what's up, though. That's what's up. Yeah. So, at what point did you decide that you wanted to be a professional musician?
Oh man,
even that you wanted to go off into music.
Okay, actually, man, like it goes back because my professional career started when I was 13 years old.
Okay.
But I'm gonna tell you what led up to that, right? See, we got some stories. I hope y'all got enough.
Yeah, listen, I don't ask questions in chronological order. I jump backwards, we go forward. It's a conversation.
Let's do it then. So like with me being entangled with music all my life, I always had a street band growing up. So here I am, 8, 9 years old, and I got an actual street band. We on buckets. I got an acoustic guitar, and it's just all of the neighborhood guys that wanted to get in the group with me.
Okay, so I really hate to stop you right there, but I do want to know, where did you learn to play the guitar? Because I want to ask this while we're still early in the story.
Got you. Well, so my dad, like I said, my dad is a musician.
Okay.
He plays drums, and he also plays a little bass guitar. So when I was little, he would sit me on his lap, show me what he knew on bass guitar. Although very little, it's still something that resonated with me, right? Because mostly he was a drummer. So I know he would keep me on his lap playing the drums and teach me all that stuff. But then he'd teach me a little bit on the bass to get me started. And then, as you know, the kids that picked it up, I said, I want me a guitar or a bass guitar for Christmas. Okay. So he ended up giving me a bass guitar. And I remember, like in the 4th grade, I started playing the bass, and was it third? It may have been 3rd grade. Playing the bass guitar, and I was actually playing. Me and my really good friend Clifton Grinston. We were both playing the bass guitar because he had a similar background as I did, and we were playing the bass guitar at a I ain't gonna say extremely advanced, but advanced for our age level. And we were playing for like the DARE programs and the school programs and stuff like that under Mr. Michael Stephen Jackson, which is probably gonna see this and remember that we used to play the 2 basses playing at the at the assemblies. But so Clifton was in my band growing up. He would be playing the bass. I would be playing the acoustic guitar eventually because it turned into me playing bass leads into guitar for me. I was more attracted to the guitar, even though the bass was easier to play. But yeah, so I playing the guitar, had some friends that knew how to drum on buckets, and
so no professional training, just all
by ear.
Really?
Yeah. Only thing that I had that was remotely close to the professional training would have been my music teacher in school.
Okay.
And you only get a few minutes with them, but
you do.
Yeah,
you do.
But
you do.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So obviously your main genre is country. So when you started out, did you know that's where you was gonna go, or how? Because again, I'm although you have told a lot of your story, I'm still fascinated because I mean, of course, we all heard country songs growing up, like the bigger ones, the kind of popular ones.
Right.
So but even if I could sing, I don't know if country would have been my natural way to go. So I want to know if it's even an answerable question. What really sparked that fire? Well, and I hope you understand how I.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So let me answer it as best as I possibly could.
Okay.
So, just being frank with you, I didn't see country music as being an opportunity that I could explore, and it was, due to obviously I didn't have the complexion for the profession, right? I had never seen a country singer that looked like me.
Right.
Although I loved country music.
Okay.
Every kid loved Achy Breaky Heart or Alan Jackson's song, but like it's Achy Breaky Heart was Miley Cyrus, but Alan Jackson's song, that's another story. I had to go down the whole thing. But yeah, like you hear all that stuff at Fun Spot going on, which was cool. But yeah, so my sight was more so set on, all right, do what you have to do to get in. You know what I'm saying? Which was gonna be R&B. Obviously, my parents, with them being like real strict religious, they didn't want me to do R&B at first. You know, that was secular music, which will be known from now on as secular music going forth in our conversation. Yeah, they didn't want me to do, you know, secular music, and but they knew I was gifted.
Okay,
and because I was singing in like the school choirs and stuff like that, singing in church choir and stuff like that as well. But yeah, I didn't see it country music as a lane for me. Right. You know, you don't see.
I definitely know.
Right now, even to this day, is maybe like 15 of us that are really doing it on a certain level. Let's just be real, you know.
I agree. I know of you, and then there's another one. There is another young man that I have seen from down in Atlanta. I think that does it. But other than those two, I haven't seen anybody else, male or female.
Yeah, it just wasn't the thing to do. And then, as I mentioned, professionally, I got into it at the age of 13, 14 years old. Okay. I started flirting around with different labels and stuff like that were interested when they would hear me. And so obviously, once labels get a hold of a young talent, they automatically want to put you into this box of, all right, he's gonna be the next Usher. Yeah. Hence the reason why I did the Usher at the school concert, because that's what I was always being compared to. Young, handsome guy, he could dance, you know, he could sing, you know, he clean cut. Let's make him the next Usher. Yeah. You know,
because why not?
Right. You know what I'm saying? So you see the dollar sign, and that's what it is. But that was also like a frustrating point in my life too, because it was like, yeah, y'all see this, but y'all don't even know that I can play this stuff. I can get in the studio, I can write the stuff, and I can make some real songs and stuff like that matter. And you know, so I went through that stage of my life, being, you know, signed or being turned away from some deals and stuff like, but just doing the what do you call it, the musical chairs of the industry.
Yeah.
So but then when I was 15, 16 years old, I signed a real contract with a real label here in St. Louis.
Really?
That was signed to a major. And did really well with him, but also still in that space where I wasn't producing the music that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But they were great to me, you know.
So, do you know a song that I might know that was released under that label?
That you might know.
That I might know.
I can tell you right now. I mean, I can name the label, and you probably know them because you used to see all of the trucks a long time ago. They used to be black trucks with white lettering on them. Used to be at all of the Mayday parades. Used to drive all through North City. It was Cuzzo Music. Yeah. Yeah, I was signed to them. Okay. Yeah, and they were great to me. Yeah. But still wasn't able to just freely do what I wanted to do. But they opened the door for me to be a writer. They opened the door for me to learn how to produce because they put me around great producers and great writers. So yeah, kudos to them, and I'm still in contact with those guys to this day. So yeah, you know,
that's what's up.
That's where it all kind of launched from right there.
Okay. Yeah. So your first country song. What was your first country song though?
Actually,
and
go ahead. I'm gonna tell you why. What
No. Okay, so obviously, if you are a singer-songwriter, you've written songs. Okay, so I'm not talking about a song that you've written for somebody else that they have released. Right. I'm talking about what was the first country song you released?
That I released or that I wrote or made? Well, all right. So let me put it, because there's so many ways, there's so many layers, right? And I'm a geek when it comes to that. Okay. So I did release a song called "Fighting with You." I sang it in the R&B style, no twang, but it was definitely written as a country song. It's definitely written from a place of pain. I was dealing with a relationship that was what we like to coin now today as toxic. But I say tumultuous so I could be a little different from everybody else. But yeah, it was up and down. it was, you know, back and forth. It was my first real relationship, and it broke me the beep down. You know what I'm saying? And and I wrote the song. It was called "Fighting with You," and I wrote it as a story, and I wrote it in a way of like talking about boxing. You know, just being in the ring with somebody. I'm gonna throw in the towel from fighting with you. You could win because I'm done fighting with you. Yeah, so it was like but folks heard it and they automatically heard it as R&B because I was still in that lane of R&B, but it was originally written as a country song.
Really?
Yeah, but the first one that's documented that everybody knows, I introduced myself to the world now as country singer through covers, right? And I sang a song by somebody that I'm looking, well, I'll talk to you about that later, but his name is Seth Ennis, and he wrote a song called Call Your Mama. Okay. And I released that on Mother's Day. Did really well, got a bunch of views.
Mother's Day when?
Man, this may have been about 3 years ago. Okay. Yeah, I released it, and so it did well, and then so after that it did well, and I was like, okay, they ready to accept a brown guy, well, black guy, however you want to do it. However you colorblind, whatever's your colorblind. So I released it. I released that, and then I released the first one was Handle Hard. Okay. Boom.
And as we said earlier, Handle Hard was the first song that I heard.
Okay, yeah.
Listen. Okay, so you released a song. So have you written for any other country artists?
Well, actually, yeah, I have a Christmas song that I wrote a second verse for. It's featuring my good friend Reese Palmer, who is first. Let me get my Black History right. Okay. It just came out a month. I don't want to screw this up, but she was, I guess, one of the first black artists to, I guess, chart Billboard and have like an Opry debut or something like that. Reese, don't kill me, but yeah. Something like that. Yeah, so she's on that song. So I wrote the verse and she sang it. So I guess that's technically the release. But have I written full out songs for a country artist? I haven't. I haven't been given that full opportunity. So you guys are now starting to experience me kind of get my feet wet and doing that.
You guys. As opposed to what other guys. Hey, that's funny. That was a good one. So, all right. So
I'm gonna drink on that. That's that on that.
So, all right. So a little bit off topic, but okay. So when we was trying to set up this conversation, you said that you were in the process of moving to Nashville. Yeah. So I have to ask.
Secrets are revealed. All right, go ahead. No, we good. That's all on the table. We put it on the table. Yeah.
You did say that. You did say that. Yeah. So what's in Nashville?
What's in Nashville?
Yes.
Nashville is Music City. It's the Atlanta for country music. Okay. And really any music. Like if you want to make your bones and see what you really got, you want to go to Nashville. You could be great anywhere on earth. You could be great in our small towns, but it ain't until you get to Nashville where everybody is great that you realize just how much you stand out. So I feel like that's where I need to be as of right now to sharpen what I have because me personally, I'm always about self-improvement and I feel like I'm good. I feel like I'm great. I'll be honest. I feel like I'm great at what I do.
I feel like you are great too.
Yeah. I feel like I'm great at what I do, but it won't ever be challenged. It won't ever be sharpened.
Not here.
Exactly. Until I'm around other people that are doing what I'm doing.
I hate to say that too. And it came so quick. But I hate to say that. And only because as I start to reach out to more and more artists in the industry and start to do have more of these types of conversations, I get the same thing. Like there is so much, and I keep saying this, there is so much talent here in the St. Louis metropolitan area, because I can't even just say St. Louis because obviously you're not from St. Louis, but you're from the metropolitan area. So there is so much talent here. Like but they always leave though to achieve their level, you know, or to even get to a level where people, you know, they start to get real recognition. You know, no shade. No, so
that's true.
I hate that because I feel like once you leave St. Louis, like a lot of people don't come back, and they don't, because they don't come back, they don't look back at people who are, you know, coming up. So it's sad to say it is that you do have to leave her to level up, but I hate that a lot of them don't still keep their roots here. Like they get where they going and they just don't look back. And that's fine in your career, but I do still think that you have to have some consideration for when you was trying and you saw how other people just left. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. I just had to say that for some reason, but because it's a common thing that I hear from a lot of people.
I agree with you 100%. And actually, the part I disagree is where you say it's fine. I don't think it's fine. I think we should. I think we should, as artists that develop and grow beyond our natural habitat. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Once we grow outside of that, we should look back to water and plant seeds at where we came from.
Absolutely.
Because you're not the only one that was gifted. You know what I'm saying? And there's different opportunities. And you can be a part of that. You can be a part of somebody else winning. And I think our mentality with us being hustle, you know, can't spell, you know, hustle without the STL. You know what I'm saying? No matter where you're from or in the area, we all go by that model, and you do have to show us what you got, show us what you made of. Yeah. We're a tough city, but I think we have that mentality of everything we do, we want to do it with a closed fist. If I get this metal, I'm gonna clench it so tight, I never let it go. And then we fail to realize that if we open up our hands, we can receive more and we can give to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of my missions. I don't plan. I still got property here. Yeah. I still got plans to build. Once I get to a certain level and my finances reach where my mental is, I still have plans to build and develop schools here. You know, develop places where folks can steer away from the violence that we're so known for. Yeah. And try something different.
Absolutely. So, absolutely.
We just need a shot.
Absolutely. I don't think, and just even to speak more to that point, no matter where this shows, how big I hope to eventually get, I think I will always have newer talent. I think I always will, only because it is so hard in this world. You know what I mean? And I can understand how it is. You just need one chance. You just need one person to see you, one person to you know what I'm saying, expose you to something else. So if I could ever be a part of that for anybody, I'm all for it. So
you be, because like, and I'll ask you, because you know, you said you recently started your show.
It's about a year in.
Yeah, congratulations. But you know what's scary is a lot of young men and women that have the thought to do what you're doing, but they're so afraid to take their first step because they've never seen anybody like you do it. You know what I'm saying? So like invitations, I know folks don't like to bring anybody into exactly what they have going on, especially like you have home spaces or anything like that. But folks, young youth need to see that there's another option. I can do what Nuke is doing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But until they see it, they'll never believe it. Unfortunately.
So true, so true. Even when every time I talk about, you know, my aspirations for the show, I always say, you know, I want to be a talk show host. That's my ultimate goal. I would love to be a daytime talk show host and, you know, just talk to people and hear their story. But anyway, so, but when I was younger and coming up, we didn't have YouTube and all this type of stuff. So I didn't see a path to get there. So I, you know, let life take me elsewhere. But if I think if I had seen somebody come from the same, you know, neighborhood or not even neighborhood, the same city that I came from, and doing like a show like this where I, you know, I think I would have been more apt to try it earlier. I really would have been. So and that's why representation absolutely matters. It absolutely matters.
Absolutely. And just to know like the streams of revenue that you have right here in this space, you know what I'm saying? Through YouTube is paying well when you
get there. Not yet. But when you get there,
right. And like what's gonna come along with it, I'm speaking into you now. But like brand deals in the future, you will have the stuff lined up that you want to have, you know, lined up. And all of the folks that's watching, if you got anybody out there that's got brands, endorse this man right here.
Please
doing
do.
Great work.
Please do.
But yeah, like it's so many streams of revenue other than just going out and doing the things that get us. You know? in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So this is one of them. Everybody ain't got to be an athlete. Everybody ain't got to bounce a ball.
Right.
Everybody ain't got to pick up a microphone like that from that side. But you can. It's very easy for you to be the person setting the boom mic. Correct. It's very easy for you to be the person behind the camera.
Yeah, because we need them too.
We need that. Yeah. We need that.
We need that. Absolutely, absolutely. And that's a great point you said. Everybody don't have to pick up. Listen, I can't play no sports. I was not blessed. I wasn't. I have a slender frame, but I promise it's for looks only. I can't sing. I can't dance. I am a self-proclaimed karaoke king, but I can't. You know what I mean? I wasn't blessed in those ways. But what I do know how to do is talk. So and now I have found a way to
gift. And why they call it the gift of gab, right?
That's exactly why they call it that.
Your gift will make room for you. Do it. Damn, there it is. There it is. Look.
No, back to you.
Uh-huh.
So, back to you. Right. So, when I looked at your profile, it said singer, songwriter, producer, and then it said multiple Billboard Top 20 charting artists. Mm-hmm. So I didn't go back and research it, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I do want to know. Tell me about that.
Yeah. I produce and write across every genre. I've done a lot of ghostwriting in my musical history. I've done a lot of ghost producing in my musical tenure. This ain't my first rodeo. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no spring chicken when it comes to music. So I've written some songs for some really great artists over the years. Some you know, some you don't. I've worked with everybody from Trick, who runs Detroit. Shout out Trick. Quest McCody, who's out there in Detroit. I've produced music for the GS Boys. Remember Stanky Leg? You the Stanky Leg? I didn't produce that song, but I produced that song on there. I wish I'd have produced that song. But I've been in and out of the studios with a lot of the greats and just kind of gleaming off of them. And I finally got the chance to really put my name and my stamp on some music. And actually, it came through the conduit of gospel music, right?
Okay.
I produced for an artist, Shanita Jones, and I got 2 top Billboard records with her.
Really?
And I produced for a group called Livray, and I actually received I didn't win it, but I received the nomination for producer of the year off of that one. But yeah,
when you say nomination, you don't have to, because it's a lot of award shows.
It was for the Stellar Awards, which is done down in used to be done down in Nashville. I don't know if they're coming back, but I think it's in Vegas now. But I was nominated for producer of the year on that one.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so I've been working, man.
I see.
I just kind of keep it low, man. I'm old school when it comes to that. I ain't real boastful like that, but yeah.
I get that, but I mean, when you, I guess, I don't know. I guess for me, I feel like sometimes people don't see you for who you are until you tell them
stand
who
up
you
on
are.
it. Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And especially around here in St. Louis, like, or I would assume Missouri, we the Show Me State. So you sometimes have to flex on us for us to get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is what it is. You got to show me. Like you can do all this all day long, but until you show me a true flex, you just talking.
That's a fact.
So and it's a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because we like to see the real you. We don't put up with a lot of BS. But it's a curse because you sometimes come off as calling people off.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying, checking somebody's rep. And it's not that I'm checking your rep, I'm just saying, you said it, Negro. Where's it at?
Yeah.
So,
that's a major fact, right?
It
there.
is.
Major plug.
Yeah. But that's what's up, though. Like, I didn't know all of this. When I started doing research and I, looked you up, I only saw what I saw, and I, took a couple other YouTube and your Instagram and all that type of stuff just to kind of get a picture of the artist. But and I didn't want to dive too deep because I wanted to be surprised about stuff that I hear.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So I like them. I want to meet you too.
For sure.
So and that's why I do it the way I do. I don't like when I
conversation. honest.
Yeah, it's a conversation. It's definitely a conversation.
No.
It's definitely a conversation. But we did a lot of conversating, and you did a lot of warming up.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely gonna need to hear some music. So, but I want to hear. So, do you on the guitar? Do you only know how to play your songs, or do you?
I mean, I do covers. If you play, you do some covers.
Okay.
But yeah, mainly, man. Lately, I've been just kind of sticking to.
Because I want to hear just like some guitar without vocals. And then I definitely gonna need to hear those vocals. Okay. But I want to hear some guitar without vocals first, because I am very much so intrigued by people who are able to play musical instruments. I played a little bit way back in high school or whatnot, but it is truly fascinating to me. The whole music industry, people who could sing, dance, and entertain. I'm so jealous. I promise I am. I do a little karaoke here and there, and but I truly live vicariously through the other artists. That's why I love speaking to artists, because I love hearing their stories, and I want to experience their true artistry. So
okay
it's your turn, bro.
All right, well, I mean, however you want me to do it, we can do it. This is spontaneous.
It is.
My man Nook is.
Yeah, you gonna have to show me.
Yeah, he said I'm gonna have to show. So I'm gonna grab this guitar, and we're gonna see where this lands. Boom. Here we go. Matter of fact, let me take this lid off. Put this on. Get my bands together. Boom. Make sure we all right.
You got enough room? You need me to scoop this up?
I think we can work. We can work with what we got.
Okay. So when you write music, how does kind of like their process work? Do you just?
It all depends, man. My musical style is just spontaneous. If I feel like I'm a Gemini, right?
Okay.
So I got admittedly so few personalities that like to jump in and out.
Like
it just
all
depends. It just depends on where you catch me towards the day or which morning it is, and that's what you're gonna get. How strong the coffee is, that also has a factor into it, or what's in the cup, extra, in the cup. But so I can go from writing to like a track sometimes, what I learned from like the R&B side, where I can get a track and just kind of just flow with it. I can go from scratch where there's nothing and just kind of think of a thought in my head and say, all right, this is the concept. I mainly like to deal with a complete concept. I like to see the song like a movie. Oh. Like, okay, this is called Skyline, because I see this picture right here, and say like, this is called Skyline, and we're gonna make a song about all of the folks that's in there, and folks, we gotta close the curtains because we don't want folks to see us across there, seeing what we doing in the other other apartment. You know what I'm saying? And so I mean, I'll make up a song from anywhere. The inspiration just downloads into me, and I'll make it. I don't have a set rule. Okay. And that's kind of like how I like to live my life. I don't like to live inside of a box. Okay. So it's free. Whatever comes. And then I got I got songs that I write where I just freestyle them, right? A lot of the songs that y'all hearing now, here's a nugget. A lot of the songs that y'all hearing now from like my country music flavor, it's all been freestyle. So I'll get in front of a mic, same way you guys see like Jay-Z do it or Wayne do it. Okay. I'll get in front of a mic and just bar by bar just start spitting out how I feel. And then it comes out as complete songs. And,
So the song you wrote, because we talked about this before we came back here and started talking, but Camp Jackson that you wrote, how did you come up with that? Because how did you come up? I'm to keep the question very simple.
Okay. Man, surprisingly, it was for selfish reasons. So I just got home one day from a busy day. I was probably out working some horses. Got home.
Just working some horses.
Yeah, just out working some horses.
So what's working horses?
We're training them. Well, yeah.
To race or
training them to actually be ridden by human beings.
Okay.
Yeah, so you get young horses that come in that have never been ridden before. And somebody's got to be the one with the rubber bones or the guts to get on top of them
and break them in.
Okay. Basically, yeah. So I call it gentling. Cause I don't want Peter to get after me like that. they wrap all of this up in it.
Okay.
I don't want them to get in trouble. So yeah, we gentle them in.
Okay.
So that people can ride them. Okay. And that's what I do. But in order to get from point A from the ranch to my home,
you gotta drive down.
I drive down Camp.
I feel like to get anywhere in Cahokia, you gotta drive down Camp.
That's our main drive. So that's what inspired it. I saw like how I told you from earlier in the conversation how things had changed so much from when I was younger. Mm-hmm. Like right now, I see there's a Hardee's near the Walmart, right? Well, the Walmart is there.
Yes.
But the Hardee's isn't. It's gone.
Say.
Yeah, okay. the Hardee's is gone, and this is the lane right where I went to school, elementary school. Mm. So I used to see it all the time. So it was a landmark. You tell somebody how to get there.
Just make a right at the Hardee's
okay. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so with it not being there, that kind of had an impact on me. And I said, let me just write a song for selfish reasons, just to be medicine for myself. Like see so much changing in the world. I remember going as a youngster on to the skating rink, the ice skating rink. That was my introduction to ice skating. Because black folks, we don't go ice skating like that all the time.
We definitely don't.
We've been tearing it up in the Olympics though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Them girls been eating it up in that Olympics though. So yeah, salute America. We tearing it up now for y'all. Don't forget that.
We learn how to do it.
Don't forget that now. But yeah, so for a lot of folks that look like me, that was our introduction to ice skating. Otherwise we would never have been on ice skating. So with that being gone, that did something to me. And the fact that we had everything there, and we had a swimming pool there. So in the summer,
so it was like a whole complex.
Yeah, it was a swimming pool. So we'd go there. We had some of the best times there.
I bet.
You meet your girlfriend at the swimming pool or whatever. You meet all your friends, your buddies, everybody there at the swimming pool. And with that being gone, that had an impact on me. The movie theater is no longer there. It's up for lease. And I mentioned all this stuff in the song.
Yes.
So
yes,
that's the reason why I wrote the song. So I sat on my couch, my little brown couch in my studio. I grabbed my guitar on that one, and I just started playing. I just came up with that riff, and then it turned into a song called Camp Jackson, about the main drag, where I'm from, where everybody that's there knows everybody that's there. Mind if I sing a little bit? There's a small town where the main road can barely stretch 5 miles, and you can't walk up or down without bumping into someone you ain't seen in a while. That makes you dig up all the memories underground that you buried now. There's a Hardee's near the Walmart, and the 2-lane road at the edge of the park. If you go down that little bus route, it'll turn you around and you ride where you started from. Makes you recall the things that made you who you are. Yeah. It's your first kiss on recess, the long ride home with a bad grade to show your daddy. Yeah. It's D-Road Camp Jackson. It's D-Road Camp Jackson, where the city lights can never shine. It's where you leave 1,000 times. Your heart never fully leaves, it's only passing. It's D-Road Camp Jackson, and that's alright. Little street on the riverside, you had everything you need between Route 3 and the edge of the county line. Missing those ice rink winners, a cool day summer vibe, yeah. When we had everything to make this life worthwhile, but it's all gone now. It's the heartbeat, Yodo, it's the centerpiece. It's the movie theater of release, and there's nowhere down. It's dear old Camp Jackson. Right on Camp Jackson, yeah, yeah. Where the city lights could never shine. It's where you leave 1,000 times. Your heart never fully leaves, it's only passing. It's dear old Camp Jackson, and that's alright. And to all the folks that call their home, so-called flat, you have to head them home. Cause all your friends work at his time shopping, a repo's coming for the lemon that you bought. Just up the block, you can see the lights from the gateway arch, but you know they'll never shine far enough to reach Camp Jackson. When you grow up in a small town, dear old Camp Jackson, there's nothing to everyone but everything to us, yeah. It was your first time pulling it off, yeah. You never knew a wrong could mean so much.
Speak. Okay, so no, like I'm not speechless. I don't think I am, but I've heard that song a lot of times. But when you hear it live, especially after having the conversation of hearing where it comes from, it is different. I'm not from East St. Louis. I know where Camp Jackson is. I do know where that street is, yes. But it doesn't hit for me, I guess, like somebody who would be for that. But I can feel how it hits for you. And that's how powerful that song is. About a street in your hometown. Yeah. That's art.
That's what it is.
That's art. That's art. That's absolutely art. That's absolutely. Okay. So I thought of the question that I want to ask. Okay. So when you sing country, obviously you don't speak with a country accent. So that's a learned skill. How did you learn that?
Well, when you say that now, that's debatable, right? Because
let's stop trying to talk like that now.
No, that's debatable. Because here's the thing, right?
Okay.
Remember, right, when country grammar first came out?
Yes.
Everybody thought we lived on farm. Whether you went to Atlanta, I got cousins down in Texas that swear up and down.
I'm not gonna argue that.
I got Texas cousins right now that swear up and down that we more country than we are. But with it being so centralized and it's just what we do, we're accustomed to. It don't come off like that to us. But I get what you're saying in terms of like singing. It's the part of the art form. It's twang.
Okay.
Right. And most country artists don't, articulate with twang. Right?
Okay.
But just like you have, certain things that you do with R&B music that has to be in there to make it R&B. Twang is one of those things.
Like the melismas, crescendos.
Exactly.
You need those to make it R&B.
Right. So you got the bending between different notes.
Yes.
You did your homework for real.
I can't talk about stuff if I don't know about it.
Facts. That's 100% fact. So yeah. So when you're doing country music as the art form, that's one of the hearts and one of the souls, or I should say the soul of country music. Now, granted, you could do it and just do it in a regular tone, but it definitely becomes more recognizable when you sing it with a little bit of twang.
Absolutely.
So that's all it is.
Absolutely. Okay, so because I got two favorite songs of yours,
AKA code switching. Right. Go ahead. Right.
So I got two favorite songs. So my first favorite song is the first song that I heard, Handle Hard. Where did that song come from? Because when I listen to the words, that story is a very relatable story. I feel like we all probably been through that. But anyway, where did that come from?
All right, so
was that tumultuous relationship you spoke of?
Well, all of it is tied in there. You know, they say you don't become a great songwriter until you had your heart broken.
That is what they say.
I've had my share of heartbreaks. I don't want to experience no more.
Okay.
But yes, but so that song did come from a heartbreak, but not in the sense of what we would think of, right? Not in the sense of relationship between, you know, person you love, in the sense of them breaking up and leaving you, right?
Yes.
Well, but this person did leave me, in a sense, right? The song is about my sister, right? I'm just lamenting. I'm crying out because of what happened. I lost my sister a few years ago to breast cancer, right?
Sorry to hear that.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And that's also, if you watch the Camp Jackson the video, I don't know if you've seen it, but if you guys watch the Camp Jackson video, it's actually like a memorial of how she and I were. So the girl, the young girl in the video is playing my sister, and the young boy in the video is playing me, right? And that's just kind of, so you asked about the school. That's kind of like some of the events that transpired in school. So, but just kind of keeping consistent with and making every song connect. Handle Hard was a song that I wrote because when she passed away, I went into a real dark space, right? And I just wasn't able to grieve properly.
Okay.
And she was a really close sister of mine.
Yeah.
It just hit me hard. I mean, there's no other way I can paint it.
It was your sister.
It hit me hard.
Yeah.
It hit me hard to where I couldn't handle it. Well, I thought I couldn't handle it. You know, it's just a daily process. Every day I still struggle.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
And
yes.
And like I was in a dark space that I'd never been before in my life, and that was just my song to people that were trying to tell me how to get over it and how to get past it.
Yes.
You know? And
yes.
You had so many people, so many armchair quarterbacks that tried to tell you, throw the ball this way.
Yeah.
Do it this way.
Do it this.
Or you should be fine by now. You should stop crying. Or you shouldn't feel this way. Or trying to tell you what to do in your experience when they've never experienced it before. You know? And I don't believe you can really receive sound advice from folks that ain't never been in or walked in your shoes before.
Listen. I agree 100%. And that's why when I named the show Please Advise, and this is just really off topic, but just to change from that, when I named the show Please Advise, I originally opted to give people advice. But as I realized, like, who am I to give people advice? Like, who am I to say? So that's another reason why, remember we talked earlier and I told you I kind of told my story. That's another reason why I told my story, so that people know that I can relate to being down, being up, going through this, going through that. You know what I'm saying? Because if I can't relate to your story, how can I understand?
Connect, right?
Or connect. Yeah. Exactly. Otherwise, it would come off as condescending. And I don't want to condescend, because I don't like being condescended to. So I needed a way to let people know that I've had my share of experiences. And that's why I think I connected so much with that song. Even though now that I hear where it came from, it hits differently. But when I first heard it, I literally thought it was about a breakup, or, you know, something like this. So, but I still felt it from that aspect also, which is another...
That's the craftiness of the writing, right?
That's what I was just going to say. Just another testament to your art. How you can write a song about one thing but literally be expressing another. I can't do that. I cannot.
We are all given different gifts. But that's definitely one that I acknowledge that I have. Because being, like I said, being raised up real strict, I had to learn how to say things without saying them. You know, you want to say a cuss word here and there, but you know, you find another eloquent way to say it without saying it at the same time. So I write my songs from that same space. I know how to tell you, you know, this without telling you that. And that song sounds like because it is a heartbreak.
It is heartbreak.
And if you're going through a heartbreck, you can relate to it through that, because it is that. I had my heart broken.
If you've ever been through a heartbreak, you can relate to it.
Yeah. I'll just be honest. I was mad at God. I was mad at God at this time when it first happened, because it was like, you know, God, I feel like, you know, I live for you. I do this. You know, I try to live the best I can, and you take my best friend from me. You know, I'm upset about that. And my human experience, you know, I'm upset about that. Yeah. And you know, like I said, it's been a daily walk to just kind of get my mental health back to where it needs to be. Yeah. I know to a lot of folks that are close to me, I just don't seem like the same person. And you know, that's for them to kind of just understand. If you ain't never been through it, you ain't never lost a sibling that you share all these memories with. Yeah. Sliding in the mud in the front yard and playing lifeguard because the pool in the backyard and her getting stuck out in the in the window and stuff. All of those memories come to me, and when somebody tries to tell me that how I need to deal with it and they don't have a clue, oh yeah. Yeah, you gonna get all the lyrics in the song. You gonna get all that. You gonna get all of that. Yeah. So yeah. That's what.
But I mean, you have to release. Yeah, and that was a great release. If I do say so myself,
I appreciate that.
If I do say so myself, amazing. My second favorite song, 40 Acres Down. Wait, hold on. Because it's like a favorite song. I got two favorite songs, and then I have another song that I really enjoy.
He keep going.
I do. The Christmas song.
Okay.
So, I believe when you posted it, I wrote on there because I was like, what? Like it's country, but it's not. Like where did that come from?
I'll be honest with you. I wish it was something deep that I could share with y'all. But like the publicist reached out to me and was like, right. So you have this record that's getting ready to come out on radio. You need to release something so that radio can get used to you, right? And at the time, it was the fourth quarter of the industry. Fourth quarter is like November, December, October, November, December area in music industry lingo. And I think it was November, and it was like, well, you need to come out with something that they can get used to you with. So the only thing that was appropriate at the time was a Christmas song, because that's all radio was getting ready to play. Yeah. And so they gave me that task. I went back the next day. I got in the studio, came up with the song, and boom, there it was. Christmas More. Maybe we should Christmas More. Original song. I wasn't gonna do no cover.
That's how you just like the way you explained that. You made it sound so easy. They told me what to do. I went in the studio. There we go.
Yeah, I mean when the pressure is on, like I think I tend to I kind of got the Mamba mentality in the Michael Jordan complex. Okay. Like when the pressure is on, I'm ready to go.
You ready to go?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. And I think that was it. It was like, okay, you need to come out with something. And then within the next couple of days, they got a full-on song, Christmas More. Definitely, you can hear I drew from a lot of Stevie Wonder influence.
That's the very first thing I commented on.
It's all in there.
Yeah. It's definitely in there.
So yeah, it's good.
Unmistakably in there.
Exactly.
But believe it or not, still a country song.
Yeah. So yeah, and so that's the benefit, man, of being like a culture chameleon, right? It's because I can go back and get a piece of Stevie that give me a slight edge over the guy that has only listened to Tim McGraw's whole.
Correct.
I can go back and get Stevie. I can go back and get our hometown hero Donny Hathaway. Folks don't know he went to Vashon. Yeah, I could go back and touch some of his music because I was raised on that as well. I could go back and touch it.
And sing it.
Yeah, right. And I could go back and get some Tina Turner if I want to go get it. I'm naming our folks because I love us. But yeah,
I do too. Yeah. I do too. Again, that's why I just said I will always have local talent. I love us. I love St. Louis talent because we grind. Most of us.
We do
grind.
We hustle.
And okay, so I've started to have a couple events. I'm trying to make a little name for myself. So almost every event that I throw, somebody's asking me. Multiple people who are asking me, let me perform. And I'm like, I don't know how to handle that right now. Not even trying to flex for real, but I don't know how to, because I'm not used to people wanting to do stuff for free. So it's like I welcome it. I absolutely welcome it. But it's funny how you want something to do something, or you wait for the moment when it pops. I can't snap, but you wait for the moment when it pops. But it's people around you can see it popping for you. And and like you said, you have to learn how to take that. You absolutely do. You absolutely do. So, back to you. My favorite song, the one you just released, 40 Acres Down. I literally can't get enough of that song. So when you first came out with it, I'm like, he's singing. And I said this earlier about it. I feel like you just let the vocals go on this one. I feel like you sang this song. You sang this song. So how did I obviously I believe you wrote it, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, I write and produce all my music.
Oh, so all yours is all you.
If you hear it on there, it's me.
Really?
Yeah.
So when you go in the studio, do you just play the guitar and then somebody else does the accompaniment?
Yeah, I mean, it all.
And I'm getting a little deep, but I just
it all depends, and that's a good question because sometimes you have more modern songs that you can just go in there and do by yourself because all you need is a clap, snap, and the beat, the kick, and you can program everything, right? But then you have some songs like Cam Jackson, for instance, or Not in Kansas, where you need sounds from everywhere, right? And so what I'll do is I'll lay down the basics of the song. I'll lay down the format of the song, and then I'll pick the players that I want. Usually somebody that I work with over and over and over again, so that their sound now becomes like molded or merged into my sound.
It's easier to adapt.
So I have my players that I pick, and I say, all right, I need y'all to play this. And then I need you to play this, and I need you to play this, so I can get your interpretation of my song. And then once it's all glued together, you got a song and it's ready to go. So on the this record that you're talking about, 40 Acres Down, which is available right now on all streaming platforms, so make sure y'all go get it. If you like Apple Music, if you team iPhone, it's on iTunes.
It's definitely there.
Music.
It's definitely there.
If you team Android, I don't know what they have, but they got.
I couldn't tell you.
We don't know what y'all got, but it's there.
It is there. I assume y'all got Spotify still.
Yeah, Spotify is there. Stream it, please. I love y'all if y'all stream it. If you are one of the ones that want to go straight to YouTube, go ahead, but make sure you share it and tell somebody else about my music. But 40 Acres Down, man, it just came because I'm always looking for new ideas, and with me being heavily influenced by so many different people, I thought to myself, what would it sound like if Prince did a song? Originally I said with Jason Aldean or Blake Shelton, which are two major country artists, right? And that's how I came with that combination, because I knew historically Prince always yodeled in his songs, right? Dang, that I really want to know. That's all Prince, right?
It is.
And so if you hear it in the song, I'm doing a little bit of yodeling in there, but I mixed it all in. I mixed what Prince did, his funk, his R&B sexy energy, and I mixed it with a Blake Shelton.
It's definitely a sexy song.
Right on.
It's
for country music, right? It never really been done in country music, and so that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to bring something fresh that had never been done. Yeah. So I've always been an innovator, so that's what I wanted to do.
I see. Listen, I knew he was an interesting person when I did my research and invited him on the show. But the more and more I talk to him, listen, I can keep going. I am gonna need to hear 40 Acres Now. I feel like I want to hear it live, and I feel like they deserve to hear it live. So you're gonna have to flex for me.
All right, well, look, I gotta give y'all a disclaimer.
Just a little bit.
I'm gonna give y'all a disclaimer on this because it is such a new song. I rarely, like I said, it was one of those songs that I freestyled. Okay. So typically after I sing a song, I'm on to the next one. Okay, so you don't learn it like until it's time for me to learn it, because I got sets that I gotta do. Okay. But I'll play with it. What is it? Like that. I'm gonna play it one more time to get comfortable with the past. Hearing Prince influence. Now I gotta learn the lyrics. Girl, tonight I wanna take you for a long ride, see you outside, muscadine wine. whiskey on ice. As long as I'm sipping you tonight. How long do you think you could keep a cowboy waiting? Girl, I want you, can't you feel my heartbeat racing? Got a homestead just a mile outside of town. If you're ready, we can head there now. You do, I'll do it. We got that kind of love. Girl, I love the side when you ain't wearing nothing. Make you scream so loud they hear you next town. As soon as I let this tailgate down. Baby, cause tonight we're going all the way. You've had a long day, let me lay it down. Don't worry about the sound. When the closest one is 40 acres down. Baby, cause tonight you've had a long day. Start with the foreplay. You can wake the neighbors, what you say, girl, won't you sing it out loud? When the closest one is 40 acres down. I got the second verse. Look where we are.
Yep.
Girl, why don't you say we throw this thing in park? I can tell that you ain't never been this far. Put my hand on your waist, got your wheels spinning like a NASCAR race. And you got it?
No, I can't say
oh, good idea, location on for. Sometimes the GPS can't even track, never edit. I love it when you're calling me daddy.
Yeah, I do that one.
I'll do it. We got that kind of loving. Girl, I love the side when you ain't wearing nothing. Make you scream so loud they hear you next town. As soon as I let this tailgate down.
Yes.
We're going all the way. Start with the foreplay. Alright, I butchered up the chorus, but that's it right
No!
there.
No, I want to hear the bridge. I want to hear the bridge. The bridge is the best part. Jump right the fuck back in there. I want to hear the bridge.
Okay. Alright, let's go back to the chorus. Baby, cause tonight we're going all the way. You've had a long day, let me lay you down. Don't worry about the sound. When the closest one is 40 acres down. Mama, cause tonight you had it your way. Start with the foreplay. If you can't wake the neighbors, what you say, girl, won't you sing it out loud? When the closest one is 40 acres down.
Yep, we get a couple boys.
Baby, cause tonight you had it all day, had it all way. Let me lay it down. Don't worry about the sound. When the closest one is 40 acres down, mama, cause tonight you'll have it your way. Start with the foreplay. You can't wait the neighbors, what you say, girl, won't you sing it out loud? When the closest one is 40 acres down, yeah. Butchered it up, but that's it though.
Hey, listen, I don't feel like it was butchered up. I feel like it was a raw acoustic version, and I'm ever so grateful for it.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
I absolutely do. Listen, I've said it before. Some artists come and they get the general gist of what I try to do, and then there are artists who completely understand the motherfucking assignment. Mr. Michael B. Whit, you completely understood the assignment. Thank you so very much. Thank you. So I do want to take just a couple of minutes to go ahead and let you shout out everybody, let them know where they can find you, where they can find your music, what you got coming up in the not too distant future. For the next couple of minutes, it is truly all about you.
Hey y'all, this is your country cousin Michael B. Whit, and I am here on Please Advise, right? Did I say it right?
You
Please
definitely
Advise
said it right.
with my boy Nook here, and we just chewing the cud, and talking a bunch of crap and getting the message across. Hey, look, if y'all looking for me, y'all can find me on all of my socials. It's really simple. It's Michael B. Whit on everything. If you want to find me on Instagram, I'm there. Michael B. Whit. WHIT. If you want to find me on Facebook, it's the same thing, Michael B. Whit. And this is getting redundant, but I'm on Twitter. It's Michael B. Whit. You can find me there, and also find me on YouTube. And guess what? I'm gonna let y'all say it. Michael B. Whit. Perfectly said. If y'all looking for me, I'm looking for y'all. I want to hear from y'all. Right now, I'm currently in the stage of finishing up my EP. I'm looking to do a nice release concert show for that. So I want all y'all to be on the lookout for that. I'm releasing my EP on the last day of August because it's called Before September. So
that would be before September.
Whatever I do, it's always going to be... Exactly. Whatever I do, it's always going to be a complete package, a complete image and concept behind it. So I want y'all to hang on to it. We got a lot of great shows that are going to be going around in the city. We're probably going to be going right back to Ballpark Village, right back to Live by Lowe's. A lot of areas around this way that you guys wouldn't be able to that you guys would be able to go to. And also, this is my secret to y'all. There's a chance I might be playing here at the NASCAR in the first weekend of June. So y'all stay tuned. I want to see y'all there. So that's it, man. Thank you so much for having me.
No,
bro.
thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you.
that.
It has been an absolute pleasure. You have been an amazing guest. As for Please Advise, season 3, goddamn me.
Season 3. We in here
already. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, all that. I will make sure all of Mr. Michael B. Whit's social information will be posted for you guys to find out. Other than that, stay tuned.
Season 3, we out, y'all. Love y'all.
I'm gonna take you on.